So today we start with the transaction replication. So yesterday we have discussed uh, uh, snapshot replication. You know, snapshot replication is the point of time. So when you want to do subscriber side modifications, so they want not in immediately. They want to do the modifications at weekly or monthly. At the time, you go for snapshot replication. So if it is transaction replication, sorry, I cannot see. Okay, 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 sorry for that. You can see now. Okay, fine. Sandeep, you can see now. Okay, fine. So yesterday we have seen that snapshot replication. The snapshot replication will be useful basically for whenever you want to require the subscriber require the data only weekly or monthly only, but not regularly, because of it is a time being a time consuming process. Because of, so when you take the, let's say this is the publisher server, this is the subscriber server. Let's user want to move the data from one database to another server databases. So at that time, so if it is daily, then what happens? It will take the table backup. For example, let's say I have selected 5 tables. So those 5 tables will be backuped every time and replace, drop and recreate the new tables at target side. That is a big problem. So if the table size is less, that is okay. But if it is table size is more 50 GB, 20 GB, 100 GB, that is a big problem, right? Because of those 5 tables need to be copied and stored in distribution server. Yesterday I told you one shared folder we created, right? So it will be shared in this particular shared folder and it moved to the target server. So it is time consuming time process. It will take long time, right? So that's why so it will be scheduled on weekly or mostly on Sunday. So your bandwidth, your server bandwidth in the sense to move the copy from one server to another server. Obviously, this is a copy, right? So from one server to another server, the file should be copied. So the distributor will push all the publications from distributor to the subscriber. So that is why it will every time it will recreate the new subscriptions at subscriber side. So this is the static. The transaction, it is not a transaction like mirroring and everything. So whenever this requirement is basically as per client requirement, we will configure the snapshot. Okay. Yesterday we configure. So the second one is transaction. So transaction replication means it is a requirement like every transaction. Whenever you do changes here, immediately it should be affect to the subscribers. Okay, that is called transaction replication. Okay, so I do the transaction at this time. So immediately, if you see at secondary server, immediately it will affect it secondary server. That is the advantage of transaction replication. Okay, so what is the transaction? Before configuration transaction replication, there is some prerequisites. Obviously, you require one publisher server, right? One publisher server, okay, that is and second one is distributor server, right? That is also this is the common things, for subscribers. So one or many. This is all replications you can keep in mind. You can configure many replications, and there is no concept of either limitation like that. Keep in mind. And one more thing that you can configure like there is even you can configure the lower version also. Like it is in 2012. Like merge replication will support next type of replication we will discuss about. Will support lower versions also. Okay, because of you can replicate from 2014 to 2012. But generally log shipping mirroring you keep in mind. So if you configure the log shipping mirroring, the same version I told you, right? The same version, same edition should be maintained like that, right? But here coming to the next type of replication, merge third one. So that is there is no limitation on that. You can go ahead for lower level also. You can replicate the data into 2012 8 also. That is advantage in merge replication. Okay. And one more thing that here there is no concept of standby restore. Okay, do you yesterday we did any backup restore method? No, we didn't do the backup restore here concept here. Why? Because of it is an object level replication. You want to replicate some of the object but not all. So let's say I want to replicate, user will say that for all these tables I want to say 1, 2, 3, like 3 or 4 tables. Also not only tables, you can replicate your views also. This views also. Okay, what is the view? We will let you know. Also, we will understand what is the view and everything. and programmability, and this is the stored procedure set of DML commands you can write here in the programming part, like how you write in C++ programming. The same way you can write the programming in stored procedures, so you can able to copy all this stuff. Okay, that is the advantage of replication. So there is no concept of standby. Yesterday we have taken the test database, right? In this we have taken one database. Later we have to move in snapshot. See here. So here we moved only one table, that is called employee, from test database to this server database to here. So here there is no concept of standby. So both will be production. See, this is also production, this is also production. What are the data here? Is weekly or monthly. This data will push from here to this particular server in the database. Clear? There is no concept you know to standby, no recovery mode like log shift and memory. Okay, it is completely different from that one. Clear? So subscriber server is also required, and one more main prerequisite: primary key is required for the table. Keep in mind, required on a table. Okay, every table, what are the table you are going to consider, that should have the primary key. What is the primary key? Primary key means row uniqueness. I think you know. Row uniqueness in a table. So let's say uh, if table having some 100 records, okay, 100 records. So if the records are, so keep repeating the values. So I don't want duplicate records. So I want only unique records. So that is called primary. Keep in mind. Okay, row unique rows in the table. Okay, that is called primary key. Okay, but how should you know whether the primary key is there or not? How could you know? So if you go to the primary server, let's say I will show you one table, like we will take some demo DBA. Okay, not here. Here the tables are not there. Go to task. Okay, this table we can take. So we can some customer. Yes, we have the primary key, right? So the customer, you can see here, there is a column name and data type, right? Here it will show PK means primary key. Clear? So you can also see in this keys. In the keys you will show PK customer, means this is primary key customer. So you will indicate the key like this. So you will identify this. Otherwise you can say right click, select the title, design. Right click, design means your design of database. You can see many ways whether the primary key is there or not. Okay. It is the primary key. Okay. You can create, if you click on right click on this key, it will show the remove primary key. Already there, if you want to remove, it is saying that this is the primary key. You can assign any key, like if you want to create any key, you can right click, make a primary key. What are the key, you can set it here itself. Means in GE also we can handle SQL, right? So that like that you can able to design the table, you can insert the data here itself. Okay, that's what you can find out. So this list, this information, table information, which list out user, we don't worry about this primary keys. Okay, just you need to check whether primary key is there or not in your table. Okay, so that's it. So if you want to create that primary, how to create, just simple example I can create for you. So create table, some test primary. Okay, what are the table name, can be anything, just ID integer, just like this, primary key, you have to specify like this. Okay, so id means it is a column name. Okay, it is a data type name. Id means what? Id means it is comes under mostly numeric, so that in the numeric in SQL server in any database we will consider as integer. Okay, so that I provided data type integer. So primary key is a constraint or index you can create as. So means constraint means I don't want to insert the duplicate of id, so that I can write constraint of this primary key. If I write primary key, id will not repeat the same value. That is a simple example. Okay, so and name, some varchar of some 20. Simple example, two columns I'm taking here right now. So I'm creating the database on some. Okay, you can take any some test or task database, just create it. Okay, creating here. Okay, table created, just we can insert the values of our understanding, so we can test it whether we accept or not duplicate values. Insert table, test primary. Okay, insert table name, values, some 10, name some Rakesh. What is the thing? Okay. Table number. One row is affected, right? So okay, you can see the table name here. Right, next. Select star from. You can see the record here itself. If you insert one record, single record, you can check here. Insert, right? Now try to insert the same ID here, and name could be changed some other name. Okay, you will get it understand now. Okay, try to insert the same value here. What happens? You will understand easily whether primary key accepts the value or not. Okay, see the result set here. Execute. What is the error you are getting? So violation of primary key constraint, because of you cannot insert duplicate object in this particular table, because of we have already created this as primary key, so you cannot insert the 10 again, 10 again. You should change some value, then only it will accept the value, some 20. Okay, now it takes, right, like this. So this is the called of primary. So like the table, so you have to specify. You can see the table here also. Understood? Okay, primary key. You see the primary key in this key method like this. So this is the prerequisite of transaction, configure transaction prerequisite. Are you okay? Understood? Let me know any doubts. Okay. Another? Okay, okay, fine. So now we configure the transaction. This is only enough to configure the transaction replication. Now we go for where we need to go. Every time keep in mind the same procedure. Every time we have go for the server. Server you have to go for replication. Every time we have to create the local publication. We have to create go configure right create new publication. See for all types of replication we have to go for publisher server, production server we have the local publication. In the target server, subscriber will go for local subscriber. That is only the thing you have to do. Okay. And before going to that, I will let you know once again. So the agent participated in transaction. Agents is important. Agents in transaction. What are the agents? This is entry question also actually in transaction replication. First one is okay snapshot agent. Second one is log reader agent. Third one is distributor agent. Okay, so why these many agents are there here? So what first snapshot agent means, I configured the table or not. Right now I configured one table is some test primary, what are the table name. So when you configure the transaction replication, initially the table should move or not. So it should be moved to the target subscriber or not, either one subscriber or many subscribers, that's different case. You can configure many. So let's say I have configured one more server, I can configure many servers, that is okay. That is initially what are your data is there. Initially to move the data from primary production to subscriber, you require snapshot agent compulsory. The second one is log reader agent. Log means see what are the transaction I am doing here at publisher server. So the type of transaction should be moved to the subscriber. Transaction means what exactly? For example, I created a table or not here. See, I created a table here. In this test primary, okay, I have inserted two records initially. So what are the transactions? Transaction means you can do either DML operations. DML means data manipulation, insert, okay, either update, okay, either delete. So what are the transaction I am doing at publisher side on this particular whatever your table you have selected in for transaction replication. So those tables what are you do the transaction will be okay saved in where this particular transaction file or not LDF file. So in the this transaction replication what happens means this logger agent will search for which transaction okay tables you have configured for transaction replication. For example, I have configured this time only one table. So in this table, what are the transactions happening? For in this table, those transaction log records. What are the transaction log records in this case? These are only two right now. So if you do client mini, so those transactions will be captured after committing. Means whenever it is success, those log records will send it to the subscribers. That is duty of log record agent. Clear? You got my point. What are the transaction records will be sent it to the subscriber side. That is the duty of log reader agent. Okay. Next, distributor. You know what are the distributor means? What are the shared folder? Whatever you have created. So the transaction publications, it will be sent it to the subscriber. That is the duty of distributor every time. Okay. So, but this is additional compared to snapshot. In the snapshot, you have participate only two agents. One is snapshot. Second one is distributor. You know, snapshot will be sent what are the snapshot you have generated every time. Copy from production what? Okay, and target side means subscriber side replace for original, right? For example, let's say you have the 10 records now, copy the 10 and drop the target server like subscriber server and recreate the new one. Tomorrow you have next week we have 100 records. Again take the 100 records of table backup and in the subscriber side drop it and recreate, drop and recreate. That is the snapshot duty. Okay, that's why the snapshot will participate snapshot and distributor. But here the case is different. So transactional log means each and every time whatever you do the publisher side every time immediately will affect to the subscriber side. So that is the duty of log read agent. Clear? That is the log read. Additionally, you will have log read agent. You have to understand this. But keep in mind, this is entry questions they will ask you in the transaction replication how many agents are running. Okay? You have to say these three. You have to explain each and everything what it will do. Snapshot distribution every time same wherever you are using replication, but transaction is additional, which is the transaction made at the particular article that will move to the subscriber. Clear? So, and the agents where it running? This is another question. This all these agents are where it is running. It is running at every time distribution database side. Keep in mind, all agents are running every time distribution database side. My distribution database is where yesterday you configure distribution data. Not first step one I have created. Okay, distribution database. How did I create it? Go to the replication, right click, configure distributor. Like that I have configured distribution. Yeah. So in this distribution database only, these all agents are should run. Keep in mind. Okay. Note point you can write. All agents are distribution server. Okay. So now I start. Go to the replication, publication, right click, new publication. Right. I will start with new publication. Next, select which one you have to select. I have selected the table on where in the test of task we have selected. I think task. Task, man. Task. Okay. Next, so which one you have to select? Transaction publications. Yes, sir. Because of yesterday we have created snapshot. Today we are going for transaction publication. Next, tables you have to select it. See, it will show the all the table list. So here you can clearly understand here. So if you select any table, let's say it is showing some red mark. So this table cannot be published because of doesn't have primary key column. Easily you can understand that the table should have primary key, then only it will accept the okay transaction publication. But we have created what? The primary test primary, right? Not test primary, I think. Created that one only. What is the table you have created? Yes, test primary. So select the test primary, click next. So if you select like this, you will not get any errors because of having primary key. Clear? So yesterday I told you filters. If you want to filter any data, so you don't want to send all the data. So you want to send some clients have some limitations. At the time you can apply the filters here. Click add button. You can write the condition here. You can write the query here. So filter automatically filter your data. If not, you can move next one. Again, snapshot agent common, right? I think I told you without snapshot you cannot move from primary principal like primary server to subscriber server. And schedule snapshot agent when it should be run. So you need to done daily or weekly. What are the schedule as per user requirement? We have to schedule it. Clear? Next, snapshot log rate. I told you, right? You have participated snapshot agent and log rate agent. So the distributor you can configure in subscriber side. Right now you will see here two agents now. So in this two agent, which account it should be run? Either domain account you have to specify domain name and account name. You have to specify here itself. Okay. If not, you have to select under run SQL agent. Means right now my instance is 2014, right? I need to check in configuration manager. So which account right now it is running? So it is running in my local administrator. So if I told you dot slash my account name is, it is current server account. Keep in mind. If it is domain name, so what you will see, you will provide like domain name slash your account. You will see like that. Okay. So I can create it on the local right now in the local system only. In real time you will see domain also mostly. Clear? So at that time you have to provide like that. So you can provide on the accounts. Next, create the result. So you can write some transactional. Okay. What is the name here? We have created primary. As primary publication. You can provide any name, not a problem. Okay. Publication created. You can go and check in publications. Okay. See here. Transaction primary publication. This is a task database. You can easily identify this. This is the database. This is the publication. Clear? For our understanding, it will be created like this. Next, you go to the secondary server. Okay, this is my secondary server. So I need to create in this one. So what I need to do? Go to replication, select local public subscription, create new subscription. Yes or no? Because we are going to subscribe. We are going to subscribe this publication. So that you need to go local subscription. Next, so you need to select the what is the select in publication server. You need to select which one is the publication SQL 2014 instance. It is a SQL, right? So that you need to select SQL. If it is Oracle, you need to select Oracle. Depends on requirement. So right now my publication is SQL only. I need to select SQL 2014 instance. Yes or no? So because of it is SQL 2014. Connect. Next, we need to select which one task database. There is a transaction publication or not. We have transaction right now. So we need to select transaction publication. Click next. So again, push or pull distributor agent. Push me every time pull is recommended. I told yesterday to pull the publication from distributor to subscribers. Click next. Here subscribers in the sense what are the subscribers? We know this is the 2014 subscriber. So which database you need to provide it? Either you know already the snapshot database is available here. So you can map here if required as per user required. Purely I'm telling you. So user is saying that you can restore in this particular database, you have to select it. Otherwise user is asking any other database, you can map it. Or user is creating new database, you have to select the new database. Keep in mind. Clear? So you need to select existing database snapshot in my case. So I told you if you want to add one more subscriber, for example, I want to add this Azure. This is the server. What you need to do? Select, go to the server, connect this Azure. Okay, like this. Clear? Like this, it will come one more subscriber. You can create some new database. Like that, you can create it. I'm telling you. If you want to do more subscribers, okay. Okay, I'm creating the database. So you can create it, I'm telling you. Okay, transaction. Like that you can have multiple subscribers. Okay. Next, distributor agent security, you have configured two subscribers, so you need to configure like this. So you can go to the server. Again, which distributor under which account? My distributor server is in 2014 right now. Right? Distribution database is created here. So I can run either domain account or local account. If your local account, I can select like this. Okay. Run local agent only. If a domain account, you need to provide domain server name, account and password and confirm password. Next, and synchronized schedule, run continuously or as per demand only or schedule. You can schedule as per your client requirement. Okay, you have to create it. And initially subscriptions, yes, it is done. So it will configure in two. I have configured two subscribers here. Okay, you can see here. Clear? Configure here. So next, see transaction is, so your table is copied here. Okay, Okay, table is copied or not. In this database, test primary copied here. The same way, subscriber to, if you go subscriber to transaction database created, test table, primary table is copied here also. Snapshot is generated both ways. So now we can check it whether your data is copying or not. So what you need to for checking where we are right now, we can check by using command select @ server. First you have to run this command. It is what? It is to identify your server name simply. What is the server name? SQL 2014. Obviously this is for your primary server, no, it means your publisher server. Publisher server. So you can, this is the connection of, I think it is subscriber server. Select server name. Okay, server name. This is the subscriber one. Yes or no? Subscriber server one. Next, the subscriber server two. We are testing. Okay, what happens when you do insert immediate? It will affect or not? We should know, right? So that's why. Is you okay? This is the subscriber server two. Okay. So now what I need to do? I need to go in the primary server. I will add the record here. See, right now you can verify. Use which database need to use task. Right? Task. Go. Select. Start from primary. Test primary. So this is the table now. So I run this query. What happens? You can see. Right now, how many records I have? 2 records. Okay, in the publisher. So this is the publisher server. Go to the subscriber server connection. Run the command. Use which database we have? Use snapshot only, right? Because of in subscriber one, we have only one database only right now. Use snapshot. Go. Select start from test primary. Excuse me. Okay, run this query. Here also you have 2 records or not? Go to the subscriber 2. Okay, and again here also you can verify which database it is. It is a transactional database, right? So use database name. Which database name? Transactional. Okay, transactional. Go select star from which table it is. So the same table, right? Always you can see the same object only. Running here. So every time all this having 2 records only. Here also 2, here also 2, here also 2 records. Now I will insert some records in production like publisher server in test database. What is the table name? That test primary, right? So not test task database. So I will add the record insert here. So you can write the command or GUI, so you can do anything here. I am going adding records in GUI. So I am going to add 30 transaction. Okay, 40 replication. Okay, I do so 2 records at production server. Keep in mind. So I added 2 records here. So I can run the query now at publisher, right? So this is the publisher. See here. This is the publisher. No, it is subscriber. This is subscriber to. Okay, it is a publisher server. You can check here. Yes or no? Because of publisher server, right? 2014. Don't confuse. So I'm executing here. How many records I have? 4 records or not? Because of it is a publisher I have added here. Go to subscriber 2 and 1. You can check both. Okay. If you go here, check executed. So already 2 records came immediately. Go to subscriber. I execute previously it is 4 2. It is right now 4. So immediately whatever you do transaction at publisher server, immediately it will go to the subscribers in the server. The records will be added because of the log transaction. I told you log reader agent will run distributor side. Whatever you are doing at publishers, immediately it affects the subscribers. So that is the transaction application. Clear? Any doubts? Sandeep, any doubts? Sandeep, Anudeep, clear? Okay, very good. So this is the transaction application, very important. In real time, you will see mostly snapshot and transaction. Okay, so that you need to understand this. Yeah. And we have some commands also for what is the commands. We have some scripts how to find out what are the queries. Okay, uh, what are the queries are like replicating, and how many publishers are you have published in the database. I want to know about this. You can see here. Let's say cannot customer article name is, you have to specify article name is some. For example, you want to show employee. Okay, employee. I want to show about employee article. Employee means this employee article. It will find out publication name, database name, article name, schema name, table name. Find out. This is some script you can find out fetching some information. But how could you know which article? Simple. Just go to replication, local publication, select your. These are articles, right? Obviously. So go to the properties. Okay. This is the go to the articles. You will find the articles here. Clear? This is the article name. The article means our table name. You have the two columns here. And some more times there is some real time here scenario an interview question also. You need to know how to add the publications. Let's say this is the snapshot publication. You know, yes or no? So you got requirement that already we have added employee record. So now I got to know that I want to add one more publication. One more publication means you can keep in mind. Keep either publication means article means one table, simple one table or stored procedure. Okay, and view. So need to add one more publication. How you do it? So select your tables, right click, publish all tables. Okay. If you publish all tables, what happens? Everything will be visible here, but you don't want to select all because of whatever you want. You can keep it like this. For example, I don't want address. Make it, remove it. Okay. Already, what are the publications we have? We know employee. So remove this one. Okay. Which one you want? For example, I want only test 1, 2, 3. I want. So make it test one. You want one more? You can make it like this. Click OK. This is simple of adding publications. Clear? Go to the article. See, right now we have 3 publications. Yes or no? What I did, simple man. Right click table, publish all tables. So select whatever you want, remove whatever you don't want. Clear? That is a adding new articles to the existing publications. Clear? Or you can write the queries also. We have queries also. Understood? This is one real time scenario. What you know, if when you add this, what happens? When it will generate one snapshot, it should be affected at the target or not. So where it should be affected, it should come here because of right now it is one table. Whenever the snapshot apply here, it should be applied both additional 2 tables to here or not. Previously it is one table. You can see here duplication. Go to the properties. We go to the articles. Previously it is only employee. We have added 2 more tables. These 2 tables should come here because of it is a subscriber or not. So instead we have added employee for snapshot. So this test and test 1, 2, 3 should come here. When it should be come here, it is not a transactional to immediately affect. It should come whenever you apply the snapshot. But when the snapshot schedule, you have to know if you go to the agent, you have the jobs or not. Snapshot. Whenever you create a publication, immediately it will create one job here. You can see here. Yesterday we also verified here or not. Snapshot EMP publication. Yes or no? The snapshot EMP publication. If you go to the property, any job properties, you will come to know when it could be scheduled. When I schedule, see here, every Sunday at 12 means Saturday night it will be run. Until unless Saturday night it will not affect. Okay. So Saturday effect. So I want to see right now just for testing. So you can run this job. It run manually, it will affect it. Otherwise, run this snapshot here. Go to view snapshot agent. Start. Okay. See, also whenever you create the transaction publications, okay, three articles were generated. So whenever you created the transaction publication, automatically that see the transaction publication also created here. You can see here or not. See the tables are affected here. Test and test one. Previously it is not there, right? Means whenever you apply the snapshot here, automatically this will be moved to the subscriber side. Whatever you do, any modification, you are adding tables, you are adding anything, it will be affected here. Clear my point? That is the snapshot publication. Snapshot. But transaction, when I create the transaction publication, whether it is created the job or not, you can see here to go to the jobs. It is a created transaction primary. Whatever the name, you can keep in mind what are the your publication is given the same way. The job also will be created the same with same. So you can keep monitoring jobs in replication. Okay. Go to the view history. If you want to see the history of the job, select the job and right click view history. It will run what happened. You will come to know each and every point what happening here. So you can no, it is automatically on the because of when you configure the publication, the job will be created automatically. We don't know no need to create it. That is the advantage. So you know the log shipping, the LS backup copy restore jobs are created not automatically the same way replication also created. But coming to the mirroring, there is no jobs are created. You keep in, you understood or not because of you, mirroring we don't touch any jobs there. Okay, but replication log shipping the jobs it completely depends on jobs. So anything sometimes user complain you my data is at publisher server. I publish in publisher server, but it is not replicated subscriber. What you need to do? You need to check the jobs whether data is copied or not. Sometimes your jobs is going to hanging. Sometimes your jobs is failing. So these are the troubleshooting you have to do it in real time. Okay, that's what you have to identify one by one like this. So you have to verify job history. So what happening each and every point it will be recorded here. So this is the thing happening here. Okay, completely here. So it will, the data will be successful. If anything goes here, the wrong here, it will be show the not green mark, it's showing as red mark, red color, so that you can identify that this is failing. Okay, like that. So we have yesterday one more told we have if you select that this one right click launch replication monitor. This is the tool you can monitor your replication. Clear? Go to the this particular portal. Right now I have the two publications. Yes or no? Right now we have snapshot and transaction. I will select the transaction information. You can check here. See here replication monitor. So the replication monitor. So if you right click view details, okay, you can check one by one. So right now it is running. So if you do any transaction, see those each and every table in record win base, it will be visible here. See the test table. Okay, to I recorded two tables, so it will be showing this two table. Okay. So but the snapshot this is the folder, the snapshot transaction publications. I think yesterday we have created or not. Yesterday we have created where some duplication, right? Snapshot duplication shared, I think. See, yesterday you had I like remember or not? Yesterday I created one shared folder in E drive, snapshot replication shared. So once I created configured here, every time the snapshot transactions. See, these are the publications. How it create the publications. If you go here for yesterday publications, these are today publications. Date wise, you have the created publication independently. See, today you have employee two. Today I have created or not? Two tables are created or not? Snapshot. So it will create it as test one. The table will be created like this. Okay. Extension should be like this. This is the replication files, right? See, BCP means bulk copy program, index script. Okay. Replication snapshot script. Like this, it will be created. Okay. So whatever you are created a share file, it will create like this. Because of interview, they will ask you, but what is the extension they will create it, where the files will be created. Okay, we have to tell this story. Clear? Any doubts? Transaction publication. This is for today. We have what we have created. It will be created over there. So this information is stored at distributed server. This will be sent to the subscriber. Clear? Sometimes this data will be not moved to subscriber due to some network issues or any other issues. As DB, we have to rerun the initialize the subscriber again or means run the jobs again like that we have to handle it. and you can see this particular tool. You will come to know each and everything. Replication monitor, keep in the data, you know, the mirroring, you have the database mirror monitor, the same way replication monitor also there. You can see whatever the, you can see the agents also. In the select the transaction agents, you know, in the transaction application we have snapshot and log data agent. You can see here view details. 3 transactions are there or not, because of we have added 3. It will running still, keep running. It will because of transaction duplication, right? So that, okay. So if you want to see last 2 days, 7 days, 24 hours with any errors information, only can see that also. Okay, likewise. And if you want to see the snapshot, you can snapshot. You can see here. Okay, here. This is the information of this one. You can see the agent in the snapshot only. Snapshot agent only. Clear? Okay, then we will see tomorrow for merge and P2P replication. Okay. Any doubts? Let me know. But I sent you yesterday record.